Hello everyone. Good morning, afternoon. It is we're at the last Monday of the month. That's kind of crazy. So I hope you all have had a great weekend. I'm like looking at my calendar because I'm just realizing it's the end of the month. Pretty much the last day, isn't it? No, what's today? Tomorrow's the last day. Yes. Wow. All right. Here we are.
Could you try again?
No, Siri, what are you doing? You see that? She's trying to get into my business right now. Oh, rude, Siri. Rude. So I am going to make sure I have all of my things shut off so we don't have Siri interrupting us anymore. Good morning, Maya. There we go. Do not disturb on. No more nonsense. All right. So where are we? No. Around the 8th, we are supposed to have a guest, but I haven't heard from him. So I have to double check that. So I will definitely let you know. But we will be having, Gina on, I believe the week after. I have to like start emailing everybody back. I keep complaining about this, but I'm telling you, it's been a thing. Thank you. You know me, I'm always doing something. I can't help it. It just happens. So that's what's going on there. What am I up to? I am working really hard on all the details for my Stardust Wanderer Tarot deck. That's going to be kickstarting in April. So if you haven't checked that out, go on to Stardust Wanderer Tarot, check that out because we're getting there. She's got a few more cards to go, but we're just going full speed ahead because you know what? I need to get done. I'm just at the point where there's all these little projects that need to just get done. So I kind of said, this is what we're doing. And there's a lot of little details that you have to get done. So that's what I've been kind of working on. And I just have to finish up the guidebook. So that's where I'm at with that. I finished writing my book. So that was exciting. 75,000 words is freaking a lot of words, let me tell you. But I did it. It's done. It happens. Let's see. So I have today, Rockpool has been sending me so many decks. So I'm trying to work through some of those. So we have, that's the back. The Cosmic, Oracle. Got things flying everywhere. And it is activation cards for the soul. I figured why not? It's a Monday. Let's activate our soul. And then the other deck, which I was really actually waiting for, and I have followed Jess here for quite a while, is the Squid Cake Tarot, Marseille Tarot. So I've been really excited about this one to get it. And I just got it, just opened it. And we are going to play around with that one. Look how cute this. And it's got like a matte pink. So actually, and the cards are little. Finally, I have a deck with cards that actually fit my hands, which is nice. Very nice. And because it's like Marseille, the minors or pip cards don't have the full images. They just have kind of the basic to that, to the swords. Like they are very much to that tradition of cards. So something to think about because some people really like having the imagery and they don't really care just to have the pictures of the cups or whatever. But I'm probably, I guess I'm making a deck and it has the images but I get the different types of cards there are and all that good stuff. So there is that. And I think it's a little bit more of a challenge too to make those cards a little more unique, because you kind of are stuck to that Marseille type of tradition of card or type of card. So making them unique to your deck, I guess, is a challenge, right? I don't know. I'm just trying to decide myself, I guess. And now I'm just shuffling. So let's see. So today, you know, I think we're going to just start right in the middle of the zodiac today. We're just going to start with Libra. I don't know, just because I want to, and that's what we're going to do. That's what's happening right now. Oh, these are so, like, easy to shuffle. Like, if you have been with me the last few weeks, all the cards that I've chosen are ginormous. And they were just flying everywhere. I mean, there's no saying that these won't, but, because, you know, grace isn't one of my talents. I mean, try. We all try. So, let's get started. Oh, I like, look at the inside of this box. It's cute. This is this cosmic, and they both are from Rockpool. So, which they sent me a deck, and they said that I'm not allowed to show it online until like June. I'm like, I hope that I could still find it by June. Like, did you even realize like how many cards I get? Like our decks I get? So I think that was an interesting one. I think she was just excited and wanted to send it out. So I was like, all right. And these cards, like, see, this is what I'm doing. These cards are sticking together. So we're just trying to work with these a little bit before they really stick together. You know what works really good though if cards are really sticky is just cornstarch. They do sell on Amazon actual, which is probably made out of cornstarch if we're going to be honest here, like card powder for cards that stick. Now I feel like I have to go investigate it. I don't know. I have cornstarch in my house, so that's what I use. Just a tiny bit though. You don't need a lot. But it does help for cards that are super sticky. Like these probably could use a little bit. It's usually like not too bad, but when there's like a whole section that sticks together, like when you're reading or trying to shuffle, it's kind of annoying sometimes. All right, let me move all my junk out of the way here. All right, let's go, folks. We are going to start right at Libra because we're just jumping in the middle here. If you want me to pull a card for you, certainly let me know. Put it in the question bubble there so we can keep track of it. And no, it's not the UV. I don't think UV is sticky. I feel like the UV helps the stickiness, because with the sample cards that I got, that's actually one of the ones that I did choose because it wasn't sticky. And I don't think Rockpool goes that fancy with, like, goes that hard with fanciness. But actually what I think it is, honestly, is this gilded edge. I think certain types of gilded edges are, like, cause them to stick together. So, yeah, because this is definitely not UV coating. And this gilded edge is thick because even from me just shuffling it, it is actually starting to chip a little bit. I don't know if you can even, yeah, if you see, if I put it up, like, see how I just opened these like a few days ago and they are starting to chip. So I think that's what it is. But UV coating actually makes it better. It helps. So this is the Cosmic Oracle. This is by Rockpool. So I do believe it's available now. If not, it's probably up for pre-order. So I always forget which ones are out already and which ones aren't. And I always mean to check. And I forget because I work with a lot of different publishers doing reviews. And I've been doing reviews for publishers now for like 5 years. It's been for a long time. So like I said, they sent me that one deck and they were like, oh, but don't post anything till June. And I'm like, I'm going to have to put it somewhere because hopefully I don't like lose track of the thing. But, all right, Jojo, we'll pull you a card before we get going on our weekly readings here. Let's see what we got. All right. With this cute little deck, we have the Empress. So for you, I think it's all about, I feel like it's more about nurturing yourself this week and making sure that your needs are taken care of and making sure that you make that a priority as well. Because, you know, really as a society, we tend to like put our needs last, and that's not always the best way to go. So I think it's really important that you go ahead and make sure you make some self-care priority for you. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. I kind of thought it was because it had the little paper in it, because usually the ones that aren't ready don't have this like little, Rockpool always puts this little thing in there because they also have their apps. Everything is on their app. And they're in the store in the Rockpool app. So that's kind of cool too to have. You know, you have that option on the fly. If you need an oracle card like right this second, you can always download one. All right. You're very welcome. So and thanks everyone for coming on today. All right. We shall start with Libra. All right, Libra. Damn, we're just starting right off the bat here with Three of Swords. So Libra, there is a situation that you need to realize isn't going to work out. And it's almost to the point of where like you're the one, it's almost like you're the middle sword, like you keep jabbing at it, trying to get it to go your way. And I feel like for you, Libra, it's about just taking that middle sword out and letting things just fall where they may. So that's what I have for you, Libra, for that. And you know, I mean, at the time, it's always like, it's like, oh, you're so upset that isn't going to work out and things. But then after a little while, you're kind of like, oh, actually, that was probably the best thing that needed to happen, right? So it's really funny because I got communication. So that's interesting. So again, it's time to really start communicating. And it might even be like kind of self-talk in a way, like letting yourself know, like, all right, even though I really wanted this to work out, I need to come to terms that it isn't. All right. You're getting like hard facts right off the bat, Libra. Sorry about that. Sorry. All right. So moving on here to Scorpio. All right, Scorpios. And if you want a card, go ahead and put it in the little question bubble. And we will do that. So we got the Hierophant. So Scorpio, I think for you, it's really all about going back to the basic teachings that you've had. And this can really be educational, this can be physical, this can be mental or spiritual, but I do think it's more of an emphasis on some sort of spiritual maybe practice. Maybe you went through some sort of mentoring for a type or a learning for a type of spiritual practice. And I think it's really important for you to go back to that and go back to the basics of that, because right now that might be exactly what you need. Because you may have a lot of things going on for you, and it's just kind of like going back to the basics to kind of reset yourself. So that's what I'm getting for you, Scorpio. And then that brings us to Shine. I love that. So, I think this kind of looks like a peacock. Actually, all right. I gotta look at the book on this one because now I'm curious exactly what this is happening here. What is it? I need to know. All right. I mean, it's basically what I thought it was, but I'm assuming this just must be kind of like you shining. You're shining. Your shine is in there somewhere. So Scorpio, I think, like I said, I think it's going back to basics, going back to those things that make you comfortable, that you learned, that maybe you kind of set aside, because that's going to make you shine. That's what you need to shine. And that's what you need to kind of move along and move past some things that may be kind of holding you back. So, all right, Scorpios. All right, so that brings us to, where are we now? Sagittarius. So if you would like me to draw a card for you, let me know. And if you don't already, make sure you like and follow this page so you can keep updated on any interviews we have and all of that. I did say in the beginning we do have a few set up, so you don't want to miss those. So they're always a lot of fun. So we got the Page of Cups. That's funny. He's like, let's go. I thought he was a zombie at first, but maybe not, because he's had his coffee now, so he's ready to go. So Sagittarius, but for you Sagittarius too, I think it's time for you to do something playful. I think that would be a lot of fun for you Sagittarius, because you're always trying to plan ahead, and you're always, trying to move ahead and do things and plan, but you're not, even though you're always on the move, you're not taking the time to actually experience the moment that you're in. And I think that's where this goes for you, Sagittarius. It's really important for you to do that. All right, Alien, I see you, and I will do it right after this Oracle card. Magic Blooms. Oh, no. Oh, yes, I know it's been a while. Thank you for stopping by, though. You have a great day, and you always can catch a replay. Believe me, I'm more replay life than I'd like to care to admit. So we have emotions here, and I think, Sagittarius is being able to stop and enjoy the moment so that you can experience the emotions. So you're going through all these things, you're creating all these experiences, but you're just moving through them, and you're not taking the moment to actually let them integrate. So I think that's really important for you, Sagittarius. All right, Aileen, let's get you a card. I'm really the sloppiest shuffler ever. I'd be terrible if I worked in a casino. So we got the Fool, Aileen. I think, it's time for you to start something new. And this may be something that's already been stewing in your head, like, should I jump into this? Or should I wait a little longer? It's kind of like your yes card. Whatever it is that you've been planning or thinking about, or a new idea that's been stewing, it's time to give it some attention and just jump into it and trust the universe that it's going to work out for the best. Always fun to get the Fool card, especially at the beginning of the week. Like, who doesn't want the Fool at the beginning of the week? I think that's the way to go. Wow. And I just threw my cards. So it's time. Yeah. I love that. All right. So then we're moving on to our Capricorn, our CEOs of the zodiac. We have the Four of Swords. So Capricorns, I feel like for you, it is about really kind of whittling down your ideas. You may have a lot of ideas, you may have a lot of opinions or thoughts on a situation, but most of them aren't going to be helpful. So I think for you, it's really kind of like sorting through your thoughts and making and paying more attention to the ones that are actually going to bring about some change or a solution to a situation. Because sometimes when we kind of lose track of that, it's like all the swords in our head are going all over the place. But for you, it's like, no, what are the base things I need to know? What are the base things I need to do? What are the, how do I need to go about them? And who do I need to enlist to help me get them? So I think that's where you are at, Capricorn. All right. Self-worth. Look at that one. Oh, I like that one. That was kind of a cool one. So I think, you know, as you are going through this thought process, right, Capricorn, it's all about, I think you need to really also tap into knowing, and the knowing that you have the tools that you need to make these decisions. You have the know-how, and you're Capricorn after all, so you are very business oriented. So really leaning into that is going to be really important. But also I think that making sure not to eliminate all emotion in the situation, or in the thought process. Like, use your intuition, pay attention to it, and let that help you choose your different things that you need to really start kind of honing in on. So yeah. All right. Then that brings us here to Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. So March, I was reading a little bit, and I was reading it in a way where I was just kind of glancing at it. I wasn't fully paying attention to what I was reading. I was just kind of reading it, but I did see that March, planet-wise, March is like going to be bananas. So I'm going to dive into that a little bit more, but it should be very interesting, very interesting. I see my necklace today. It's all the planets. So I don't know, was that on purpose? I didn't do it on purpose, but maybe it needed to be there so I can remind myself to look in to see what's going to be happening. All right, so Pisces, we have the Seven of Cups. Pisces, there's so many decisions, or there's so many choices that you have, and you can, you know, even though all these choices that you have all look really good, doesn't mean that they all are good. And it doesn't mean that they're all good for this time. And if things are supposed to happen and you don't choose that option right away, if it, you know, like I said, if it's supposed to happen, it'll come back around. So that's really important to know. And it's really important to so you don't overwhelm yourself. And you know, like, okay, so I like this, I like this, I like that. But right now, this one's really kind of speaking to me. Even though this one, might happen quicker, you need to pay attention to that. So I think it's really important, and I feel like everybody just needs to listen to their intuition this week. Everybody. That's just across the board. So we have, walk your truth. I like that. And again, that's like just that whole speaking to leaning into your intuition, I think, is really what that is. Because even though for you, particularly Pisces, you may want to do all these things, or you may start to choose something because you think it'll be better for somebody else, and that'll make this easier for that person, I should probably do that. I think not this time, Pisces. Do what's good and right for you. Super important. I feel like I have said that word. All right, so now I'm going to go right to Aries. All right, Aries, what we got for you? All right, we have the Four of Cups. So Aries, what are you doing to nurture your emotional base? How are you making sure that you feel good every day, that you feel good about where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, what you're working on, right? So I think for you, it's making sure, Aries, that you are filling all of your cups, because sometimes when you're very ambitious, Aries, and when you're moving, you can burn yourself out. So I think that this week really is about taking that time to fill your cups, and in whichever way you need to, and building your emotional base. It's important to do that, and we don't, like I said before, we don't do that often enough. All right, let's see what cosmic activation we have here. The back of these cards are cool. Oh, and you know what happened to this week was, or this weekend, I had light pillars at my house. My son was coming home, And if you go on my Stardust Wanderer page, you will see, he took a picture of them and they're so freaking cool. And they're like right over my house and it seriously looks like an alien invasion. I mean, of course I had to have all the people be, you know, there's people on there, like, those aren't anything but light pillars. And I'm like, I know, but if I want to pretend there's aliens at my house, like, let me do that. Why not, right? Sometimes people just cannot let you have fun. Like, there's enough seriousness in this world. Like, if I want to pretend there's aliens at my house, then I'm going to do that. And if Negative Nancy wants to be like, well, those aren't anything but light pillars, whatever. It's fine. I know that. But they were really cool. And what happened is that a couple other people, so I live in upstate New York, somebody in New Hampshire had them, and somebody else more north of me had them as well. And so that is really cool. And it really, all it is, I mean, besides being aliens, because that's really what it is, it has to do with the density, because we were kind of like, I don't know, it's been snowing for like a million days and we're getting a storm tonight. But it's like when the air is really dense and then you have the humidity with it, it's almost like it freezes, and then there's the reflection of the light, so then you get these like light pillar things. Just really cool. And you know, it doesn't happen very often, and that it was really cool that my son caught that, because I think it was like pretty late. It was probably 1 a.m. and he was coming home from his friend's house, so I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, it's aliens. So where were we? Aries, balance. So I love that we got that 4 of Cups though, because that's kind of, you know, that balance type card. So it is about balance for you this week, Aries, and really giving attention to that. So you have to do it. You should. It'll be good. And I do think it's funny that we are getting a lot of that balance and a lot of building, like kind of like making sure your base of all these things, because we are going into kind of a crazy, you know, I don't want to say crazy to like scare anybody, but intense planetary situations going on. So we have here, oh, this card's funny. Look at this card. Knight of Coins for Taurus. So Taurus, I think, you know, it's time for you to sit and give some attention to your finances. And maybe it's time to get your taxes done if you haven't, because, you know, we're kind of in that season and I have to do that too. But for you, I think it's really time to pay attention to that and making sure that you are, you know, your what's going out and what's coming in is kind of, again, that balance. You know, we want that balance. And you may even be tempted, because we have, you know, this, you know, moving energy, you may be tempted to like do some big spending or do some big things. I feel like it's like this card's like, yeah, you can. Probably wouldn't like super hurt you, but I would think, really think about it before you make any big purchases, Taurus. I mean, it's just advice. You do what you do, but sometimes it's probably a good idea to just listen to the cards, because you know what? They don't care either way. So Mother Earth, I think for you too, again, we have that, you know, that Pentacles. So we already have that grounding energy. So I think Mother Earth, again, is that grounding energy. Maybe, Taurus, ground a little bit before you make any big decisions and see if that helps. Try that. Now that brings us to Gemini. All right, Geminis. I keep going like this today. Put my shoulders down. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm trying to like, no stress. But I just noticed I did it like 3 times. So I'm calling myself out right here about it. Stop it. All right, so Gemini, what do we have for you? We have the 2 of Coins. So for you, you know, it's, again, it's that balancing energy, and we're getting a lot of that. And I also like the fact that for you Geminis, you know, you are kind of that dual zodiac signs. So it's really, I think for you, it's not even more monetary. It's more about making sure your mind and body are balanced, or your body and your spirit, and whichever two you decide to choose, but making sure that they are in balance, because maybe right now they are a little bit out of balance and you're feeling it. So this is kind of your call to be like, rein it all in, kind of regroup and make sure that everything's good, because sometimes too, we can get so caught up kind of in these higher chakras, right? And then all of a sudden we're just like, what's going on? Like, we're not paying attention to what's going on here on the ground, and we need to do that. But sometimes if we get working up too much in these chakras, and a lot of people want to focus on the upper because they want to get their, downloads and messages and all of that. But working your root chakra, which always needs work. So, you're, no matter who you are, your root chakra probably needs work right now. Like, that's one of those things that is a constant and a given. And even if we go through and we try to balance all of our chakras, we can go into a store and walk out of a store and they're off again. So I think it's always, not super concentrating on, oh my gosh, this is off. It's more about just like the whole balance. So that's really important to do. All right, let's see what we get for our cosmic activation. We have that shine card. And so I think it's, if you are able to do that, if you're able to really make sure that you're in balance in whichever way that you choose to work on it, it will help you shine. Yeah, secure your base. I think I said that like 50 times today. I feel like I keep saying it. So, where's that? Cancers. All right, Cancers. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. All right, well, we had a jumper, so then there's that. And I think it's really interesting, too. I feel like I'm getting a lot of pentacles today. So a lot of pentacle energy. So we have the 7 of coins for you, Cancers. And I think for you, excuse me, it's really about just like, like keeping things moving along. Like, I feel like in your home, in your work, in whatever you're doing on a daily basis, making sure all these things are running smoothly and that they all are cohesive. And maybe that there is, even for you Cancers, there's some bad habits that have been creeping in, or, maybe you aren't doing something that you should be. Maybe you usually drink a ton of water during the day, but then all of a sudden you kind of stopped. So I kind of feel like it's one of those things. Like it's like what is keeping all of those wheels in your head, in your body moving smoothly, and making sure that you can tweak where needed to make sure that everything is kind of on an even keel and moving along. And I do feel like this is more of a physical thing. I think physically, what have you not been doing that you should be doing? What have you not been, maybe you haven't been eating super healthy or something like that. I don't know. I just kind of see like just moving along, like this little wheels moving, but we got to make sure. But then it's also too kind of interesting because we were just talking about chakras and there's 7 of these, right? And that's like your base of you. So Cancers, maybe for you too, it's maybe giving a little attention to that as well. And, while you can't just do one and done, fix it. And it's, you can't work on your throat chakra and fix forever, but maybe there are some things a little bit off for you and you need to touch on to that. It's so nice when everything just rolls in together. All right, let's see what we got here. Cosmic activation. So we have Celestial Teacher, which I think this is interesting too, because I feel like I'm giving you a lot of work, Cancers. Maybe it's time to take some time and meditate. see it or pay attention to any messages that you're getting, because maybe there is your higher self or some sort of guide that's trying to give you a message regarding how to make sure you're in alignment. So pay attention to that this week, Cancer. See what happens. See what happens. All right. So now we're going to go to Leo. All right, Leos. What do we got for you? Just got to do a little shuffle. And if you'd like me to pull a card for you, we started in the middle of the zodiac. So so we're almost actually done. So if you'd like me to pull a card for you, then go ahead and put it in the question mark bubble. All right, Leos, we have the King of Cups. So for you, it's really about making sure to get your emotions in check. I think that's really what's important. I feel that you know, maybe taking things personally that you shouldn't, that you need to kind of, you know, I want to say like reset that, but also when a situation comes up and you want to react in an emotional way, like take a minute. Like I used to tell my kids when they were little, and I have 4 boys, and I used to say to my sons, like when they started getting all like, you know, stop, breathe, and count to 3. Leos, that's what you need to do. Before you react, before you respond, before any of those things happen, stop, breathe, count to 3, and kind of get your emotions in check before you move on. It did work well for them too. Especially like if they're going to have a tantrum or something, I'd be like, stop, breathe, count to 3. And they would do it. And of course, you know, I would try to do it like in a fun way. Like, oh gosh, you got to do that right now. I mean, for the most part, I think it works pretty well. Unconditional love. So by taking control of your emotions and taking control of your reactions, Leo, that is also showing yourself unconditional love, because you are going to kind of negate any situation that would probably go haywire if you just reacted emotionally. I just read the cards, all right? That's just my message for you, Leos. Get a hold of those emotions, damn it. Oh, see, I'm just sometimes... I'm very easy to entertain, and I entertain myself like that pretty frequently. I think, you know, sometimes I say funny things. And sometimes they're just really stupid, and that makes them funny too. You know, it's just all about just accepting. All right, where are we now? Virgo. So we are in the last zodiac sign for this week. So if you want me to do a reading for you, let me know. But for you Virgos, we are getting, what do we got? The 9 of Coins. So make sure to celebrate. Make sure to celebrate yourself. Make sure to give yourself credit for all that you do. Virgo, you are so busy taking care of yourself, others, cleaning closets, organizing things. So make sure you stop and let yourself appreciate yourself. And again, that might be a self-care thing, you know? So, I mean, really, like everybody this week, we're either building our base, we're checking our emotions, or we are doing some self-care. And I feel like that just seems to be the running theme. So, same for you, Virgo. All of the above. And let's see what our cosmic activation. I just like saying cosmic activation. Have you noticed? I'm trying to look here at the... I definitely think that edging is what was making these sticky, because it's already like chipping. Edging is tricky. It's very tricky. Transformation. So I love that. And I think Virgo, it is by recognizing and giving yourself credit and giving yourself that recognition, it opens up, you know, kind of that portal of transformation. Like once you harness that energy of self-appreciation, then it may open up opportunity for you, because you're allowing that space, and you're allowing for those things to come in, and you kind of are calling them in by giving yourself appreciation, because we all know when we want to bring something in, when we want to manifest and all of those things, the most important thing is gratitude. That is really also lets the universe know that you're ready to receive, because you can take that time to kind of sit back and think all of the things that have happened around you, or the people or the situations. So the universe is like, oh, hey, look at it. They appreciate everything they're getting. Let's give them some more. That's how I like to think of it anyway. So yeah, so we have gone through the whole zodiac. And if you want a card, this is your last chance to do it this week. I will see you next week at the same time. What else? Just make sure you're following us, because I will let you know about the next interviews we have coming up and all the good things. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of winter issues left and subscriptions. So head to the link in our bio for the information on all of those. And also too, if you want to advertise with us, because, even if you have an event that you are in charge of, that is it's a great way to kind of get it out there. It's just by doing some advertising. So if you're interested, you can do that too. And that's it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead. I will see you in March. Bye.